Good day, YouTube. It is the 10th of April, 2022. This is I think it's a 2000 model, believe it or not. It looks way worse than that. 17 horsepower, 42 inch. Well, it used to be 42 inches, no inches now because I didn't get a deck with it. It's a Scott's lawn tractor. It says it's made by John Deere. I guess they make different colors there. It's got a 17 horse Intech engine in it. It looks like it has been sitting since it was a year old. It's actually pretty clean underneath, but she's sure been sitting for a while. So let's walk through this thing. Just to say you've picked up a machine of some sort with a gas engine in it. Not going to tell you I'm an expert, but I've done a bunch of them. And what you should maybe do to get them up and running. Everybody's going to have their own opinions. I get that. You're going to have your own opinions. Great. Throw it in the comments below. Love to read them, good, bad, or otherwise. Is this a video on how you should do it? No, you may have already purchased something and you want to get it running and you're just looking for how Glenn does it. There you go. I did throw the battery charger on this thing because the battery is like 5 years old. I think it's a C of 17, which is March of 17. And it's probably been sitting, well, since it was a year old. That is my guess. So first thing I do, let me put you up in the stand. Let's see if we can get the hood off this thing so you can see what's going on. We're going to check the oil. If it's low, we're going to add to it. If it's way over full, we're going to assume that the gas has run through the carburetor into the engine block, and you will not want to run it with that oil in it because there isn't much oil left to it. It's probably mostly gasoline. You'll be able to smell that. I've had videos I've done in the past where that has been the case. They start them up and the thing smokes like crazy. Why? Because the oil's too full. Why? Because the gasoline got into the oil. Not good. So we're going to check the oil right away. We're going to pull the air cleaner apart, make sure critters haven't made their forever home in there, and hopefully they're not still there. So let me put you in the stand, and we'll figure out how to get the hood off this machine, and we'll go from there. Okay. I actually had somebody interested in the engine on this thing for a minute, and thought I hadn't got around to doing the will it start video. So this thing's got headlights, so we best unplug those before we end up with a loose hood in our hands and no hands free to unplug the headlight wires. Little plug down here. Alright, I'm done. What does this got? Alright, this hood needs to, I think you got to close it, scoot it over, and then it comes off. Alright. Stay. Alright. Let me make sure you can see what in the world is going on here. You never know what to expect at this point in the game. So this is an Intech overhead valve, 17 horsepower. It looks average. Alright. The oil looks low. It's definitely to the add and then some. So we got to put oil in it before we go any further. That thing doesn't turn. Yeah, it does. I didn't know if this was a loose or tight grill. Engine rotates. Oil's actually pretty low. See what I got on the shelf. It's not expensive. Everything's expensive anymore. How many critters? How many critters? Well, look at that. That ain't bad. You see that? I have some new filters for this thing, but shoot, that looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and remove it. Oh. For now, anyway. Boy, that was tight. And then we'll pull a gas cap off this thing, and from peering through the plastic fuel tank, I don't see anything in it, which would be the best possible scenario. Okay. What's it smell like? It smells fine. So, not bad start so far, guys. You know, there's a little bit of gas in the bottom of this thing. It actually smells like gas. Maybe somebody tried to get it started recently. I mean, there's only like a pint or half a pint in it, but there is a little bit of gas down there. So, let me figure out what I'm going to dump in it for oil. Humdy, 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 hum. I'm not using that. Okay. I don't even know. What I need to do is go get some inexpensive oil, because everything I got, I got some great deals on some oil the other day, well, a year ago. But it's so expensive. It's good stuff. Even though I didn't pay much for it, I still have to replace it at some point. So let me look around on the shelf and find a quart of something and put in this thing. Alright, gang, I changed my mind. I went ahead and am draining the oil out. Since all I got's just good oil, might as well just do a change on it. So I got the thing draining. Let's let it drain here for a little while because it's cold. Get as much of that out of there as we can. And we'll put all just fresh oil in it, and it'll have an oil change. Probably going to do it again anyway. I get a little bit of static sometimes. Last one of these I got running. I only put a quart in it, and it would hold 2. So it was a quart low. It was low on the stick. But with oil at $5 a quart or whatever it is anymore, I knew I would not be using it, but I would be running the engine just a little bit in kind of an idle or fast idle mode, and then change it again, because that engine had the fuel had gotten into the crankcase. So I wanted to do kind of a flush out. So I put a quart of oil in it and run it to kind of flush it out, and then I'll change it again and fill it all the way up. I got a little bit of static for only putting 1 quart back in it, but again, it was low on the stick, not empty on the stick, but low. But that's the idea. This oil is pretty dark, so I'll put some oil in it here in a minute. As soon as it's done draining, we'll run the engine. I'll kind of sort this machine out. I don't have a deck for it, so I'm not sure if it's worth more than maybe $250 or something as a trailer tower or something. So not a sense in going crazy dollar-wise on it. So let's let it drain, put some oil in it, see if it'll run. Alright, it's just kind of dripping. I grabbed the gas can. It's got some non-ethanol premium in it. Maybe we'll double down here. Whatever it's got in it, I'll double it. Probably good enough. You guys think this thing will run? I mean, just like start and run? Think the carburetor's going to have to get cleaned out? Throw a comment down below before we get too far. Don't you love these spouts on these new gas cans? These are fantastic. Man, let's put the plug back together. Put some oil in this boy. Alright. Put the caparoo there. Oil jugs sit around here and get really dirty. You get a million projects going on. Man, you don't want that going in a motor, so wipe it off, Glenn, wipe it off. We're putting some 1540 Dello in it. I catch this when it goes on sale, and I have quite a bit, so. It's a little thick if you're in a cold climate. I wouldn't use it. Alright, let me finish putting oil in this thing. I'll bring you back. Hey, you didn't get to see it get poured in, did you? Alright. You get to see a little poured. Alright, let's check it. How much oil we got in there? We need a little more oil. There. That'll do it. Man, 2 quarts of oil, $10. 2 gallons of gas, $11. $22 just for gas and oil in a old mower. What's the world coming to? She's at the full mark now, boys and girls. So, it has gas in it. It's a gravity feed fuel system, so there's no pump. Oh, I didn't realize this has an oil filter on it. Why didn't you all tell me that? Not used to these Briggs and Stratton engines. This thing got an oil filter on it. I'm sure I got a filter for it. Well, let's get the filter changed then, shall we? I'll be darned. Get that pan under there. Think somebody put it on there with a wrench? Yeah. Arcing it. Oh boy. Let me grab my oil filter wrench, because that baby is on there. Oh, I love these. My favorites. Yeah! There is no reason to put these filters on that tight. Absolutely no reason. Holy smokes! Good Lord. I've already put a hole in it, twisting on it. Hey, it was a John Deere filter even. Shoot, it's probably original. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, we're gonna let this sit there and drip. I'll go out and grab me a filter out of the shed. Alright, grab the filter. Yeah, I never even looked at this. Wipe some of that off of there. Didn't know it had a filter. Means it's got a good oil system in it. Hand tight, people. Tight as you can do it with one hand. All you need. This thing ain't got 500 pounds of oil pressure. Alright, put the tools away. I think we're going to give this thing a shot. See if it starts. Maybe it's junk. Maybe we just threw all that oil and filter in the garbage. Hell, you never know. So throttle and choke seem to function. It has gas. It's had gas. So should be something in the carburetor. You want to be over here? You tell me where you want to be. Not having a good hair day, so I'm trying to avoid that. Alright, see if she cranks. Battery charger's been on it. I don't even know if it turns. Yeah. Okay, choke's on. We're going to crank it. It's in neutral. There's wires everywhere, so I don't even know what's going on there. So if we don't have spark, we got wire issue. It's about seat switch. Is there one? Yes, there is. But the brake's on lock, so that should be fine. Okay, I'm going to take the choke off. Alright. Let's put the spark checker on it. Spark checker installed. Cranking now. Hey, we got spark. Look at that. Good spark. Alright. We just didn't crank enough, I guess. You can run it with a spark checker in it. We just as well. There's a lot of fuel in the air filter, so we might be like flooded. Alright. Starting fluid. You're not going to cooperate. You get the starting fluid. Well, what do you know? It cooperated for a minute. It died on its own, though. Let's try it again. Choke time. seems to be a lot of liquid in there. Great. It runs. It's popping a little bit. I'm wondering if she's going to need a valve adjustment. It's kind of popping the intake and exhaust. Hear it? And exhaust. I think the valves are tight. What do you think? Pretty easy to deal with though. Let it warm up though. Well, let's shut it off, see how it restarts. Well, it runs. That is the whole point, right? Get her to go. Gang, I think we're just going to call it. This thing has a, you can hear it popping out the carburetor and out the exhaust a little bit. We'll make that a separate video if y'all want to see it. Might be coming up. I'm not sure if I have time to work on this today or not. We'll see what the day brings for me. But I think next is to pull the valve cover and check the valves. I'll have to look up and see what the clearance is supposed to be. It's usually, like 5-6 thousandths on the intake and 7 or 8 or something on the exhaust, something like that. So we should be in that ballpark. But hey, it does run. That's a good thing, and we'll move on from there. Guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification, and do give me a thumbs up on the way out the door. All right, thanks guys, catch you next time.